Hello, teachers, and to all aspiring teachers over there. Here is Teacher Art Mason, and we'll share something regarding online teaching. All right, so for today's vlog, teacher will share how do I ace my performance, or how do I get high satisfaction rate from my students. Right. So today, teacher will show you some techniques on how do I do it. Right. And let's start. So first is you need to assess your students' behavior towards learning English. Right. So you need to check if the student is very passive, wherein the student will just repeat what will you say even though that he or she can read, or if the student is very active. Right. So with that, you need to ask many questions, or you will do building rapport in the very beginning. Right. You need to ask, and by that you will check, or you will know if what's the student's behavior. Second is you need to check your students' understanding. Students' understanding about the subject, about English itself. So if the student is not that high, then you need to use very basic English. Right. So that's number 2. Number 3 is you need to check your students' speed. In terms of reading, in terms of how they respond to your questions. And by that, you can adjust to how will you teach them, or how will you give information to your students. Information, instructions, and so on and so forth. Fourth is you need to praise their efforts. Whatever it may be, whatever their attitude is, then we need to praise them. First, we need to say power words. Like, this is what I've learned when I was in BPO industry. Like saying amazing, good job, wonderful, perfect, great. Right, those are few of the power words that you can use to praise your student. And of course, we need to have some gestures. For example, amazing! Right! Good job! Wonderful! Yes! So this is how we praise them. Right? And of course, how will they appreciate if you will just say, good job? And now let's go to the next page. Of course, even I will not really feel it, and I will really give you bad feedback. So let's put ourselves to their shoes in order for us to ace our performance, or to ace the class. Of course, let's avoid saying no. Avoid saying you are wrong. Avoid saying this is another mistake. We can say the positive, negative, positive response. Yes, as what I've mentioned earlier, we can say, wow, that's great. And next, negative, we can say, Please say this one more time. Let's say, right. So that's how we correct them. And let's praise them again. Wonderful. That's the positive, negative, positive response on how we should correct them. This is one of the question raised by one of the teachers, and she said, how do I manage to teach students who's not listening and who's just playing? Well, that's quite difficult, and that's a good question. Of course, you need to get their attention first. Yes, you need to get their attention and you need to get their interest. For example, they are playing because he has his brother with him. And let's get many toys that he may want in order for you to get his interest. Right? For example, like this. Look. Oh, ooh. Or like this. And like this. Right? So you may play with them first. Right after you play with them, that's the moment that you will switch back to the main topic or to the lesson. Alright, for example, bang, 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 wow! Wow! Alright, oops, let's read. Wow, so that's how I do it. And I expand it after so that I will know that they really understand. For example, what can you see? How many monsters are there? Monsters. Is it 1, 2, 3? Wow! So that's how I do it, teachers. Yes. Sometimes, and even my family, they're telling that I'm becoming crazy because I really go down to the students' level. And that's how they will appreciate us. Yes. So since we already have this job, let's love it. That's the only secret. Yes. Teacher Art, what if you have a read after me student, even though that they can read? Normally what I do is I go with the flow. I go how do they want the class will be. So if they want to read after me, then Teacher Art will do it for them. That's very simple. I aim not to get a positive feedback, but I'm aiming not to get any bad feedback for that. For as long as there's no feedback or bad feedback, then I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I still have other classes. Yes. And that's just few of the students that you will be encountering. So that's fine. To sum up everything, we need to love our job first in order to reflect it to our performance. Yes, that's a big impact. Right. So of course, we need to love it. We need to have sincere teaching. in order for our students to feel that they are worthy, that they are valued, and they are cared. Yes, thank you so much mga teachers, and hopefully you learned something out from this vlog, and hopefully to see you next time. Please subscribe to my channel. See ya!